Good evening, Jonathan. This is a response to your post for discussion question week one. First of all, I'd really like to see that video of you as a hologram on the Star Destroyer bridge. I just wanted to comment on one aspect of what you said. I think it was really interesting that you pointed out that the United States has an isolationist stance and that the American people would not necessarily support putting troops in the region due to oil. I mean, for the sole purposes of gathering oil. Um, I would argue that the U.S. does have a constant presence in the region based on oil, although I do agree with you that before 1920, it wasn't really like that. Before oil started becoming more and more important. But, as a United States sailor myself, I know, and I'm sure everyone in the class knows we have a constant military presence in the region. Multiple countries have bases, plus U.S. aircraft carrier has been steadily in the Persian Gulf for at least the past 30, 40 years. There's not ever been a moment when there wasn't a U.S. aircraft carrier in the region. And I wanted to sort of just expand on that topic because the American people, or people in general, like to argue, especially against the Iraq War, 2003 Iraq War, about how no blood for oil, we won't go to war just for oil. Well, that's U.S. interests. And U.S. foreign policy makers, as we're studying here, have U.S. interests at heart, and so yes, it is about oil. There are other aspects, especially with the 2003 Iraq War. There were other aspects, certainly, but in the end, the importance is oil. It's always all about oil when it comes to the Middle East because it's the lifeblood of our economy, and anything we do in the Middle East affects that lifeblood. And so again, I think it's really interesting that you pointed that you brought up that topic that the American people would never support going into the Middle East just for oil, and as a matter of fact, we do. And I agree with you that the U.S. foreign policy makers realize that probably it would not be the best route to go to do like the British and go in and set up empire, and this is our country now, so we're just going to exploit it for its resources. That was going out of style. That doesn't work anymore. You have to do it another way. So you say, well, it's an economic partnership, but by the way, there's a U.S. aircraft carrier off your coast, and if you don't give us the oil, then maybe you might see some jets overhead. I don't know. So again, really interesting topic. Really like your post, and I'm sure I'll talk to you in the future.